Hinton Ampner has a really interesting history. First of all, it's mentioned in the Domesday Book, and then the first house that we know really anything about here was a Tudor manor house, which was pulled down in 1790. Ralph Dutton's grandfather moved here in 1850. He then redeveloped the house into a Victorian Gothic-style mansion, which Ralph Dutton, on his inheriting the property in 1935, set about changing into a Georgian manor house. It wasn't until 1982 that he inherited the title of the 8th Lord Sherborne. Ralph Dutton died in 1985, and he left the property to the National Trust on his death. Hinton Ampner for me is just full of surprises. Even when you turn off the main road into the property, you're never quite sure what you're going to find. And once you come up here, you find this oasis, this vision, this wonderful thing that one person has set out.
The collection that you see today is very much him. The National Trust has tried not to change it in any way because this is how Ralph Dutton left the house, and we very much wanted to keep it in that vein. Every item has its own unique story within the collection. They are all positioned in a place where he knew that he wanted them.
One of the things that visitors comment the most, and we get it from visitors, we get it from the volunteers that work in the house, just a general feeling from people that come to Hinton Ampner, is that the house and the grounds feel still lived in. They're very welcoming, and our staff and volunteers do a great job of making people feel welcome, but also it's an airy light place, and you very much get a feeling that actually Ralph Dutton hasn't been gone all that long, and you are sort of stepping into sort of his home rather than a museum style house.
The garden is very much compartmentalised, a bit like Sissinghurst for example. Ralph put his slant on it, so you've got more views out into the surrounding countryside. Ralph's vision was always that the garden should move forward and not stand still. We keep the framework of the garden, you know, it's got a great design, a great framework, and we wouldn't want to alter that in any way, you know, it's perfect. And then we just enhance the planting, we restore the borders, and we're just trying to get the ultimate pristine look really at the end of the day.
I think what I like about Hinton is actually on the face of it, you've got this Georgian building, and if you come and experience it at that level, you just come around and go, wow, what a beautiful Georgian building. The objects, the art in here are lovely, the furniture, and you wouldn't necessarily think any more than that. If you want to experience it at that level, then you can, but actually if you're a little bit more curious and you start delving down and going through the layers, you know, some wonderful stories here. You've got the fact that this lovely Georgian mansion was in fact a really modern building of concrete construction. You've got the fire story, you've got the fact that this is all one vision of one man, from the inside of the house to the gardens, the landscape, and you know, that you can really connect with it at so many different levels, and I think that's a really nice aspect of the place.